Welcome to the video lecture series of Grade 10 Chemistry. Today we will discuss Chapter 4 Carbon and its Compounds, and I am going to explain what is meant by functional group and what are the different functional groups, and also I am going to explain about carboxylic acid. In the previous videos we already saw what is a hydrocarbon chain. Hydrocarbons, as you know, it contains only carbon and hydrogen. So in a hydrocarbon chain, one or more hydrogens, it can be replaced by halogens, oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. So if you remove hydrogen from the hydrocarbon chain and substitute with halogens, halogen means fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, etc., or oxygen or nitrogen or sulfur, you will get some different types of compounds. In such compounds, the element replacing hydrogen is referred to as heteroatom. These heteroatoms give different properties or specific properties to that compound. So these groups are called functional groups. So functional group means usually it will be assigning with the alkyl groups. Alkyl groups last class we studied. So if I am writing an alkyl group as R, okay, it's generally representing as R. Okay, so alkyl groups mainly contain hydrocarbons. This is hydrocarbon chain. Okay, alkyl groups, it's generally contain hydrocarbon chain because it contain only carbon and hydrogen compound. And so for example, if this is CH3 and one of the hydrogen I have replaced, so that is how alkyl groups are formed. Now this alkyl group, okay, I'm replaced with the heteroatom oxygen and one hydrogen. Okay, here the main atom is heteroatom, so that is oxygen, and this group we say alcohol. So this functional group is called alcohols. So its functional group is OH. The group of compounds are called alcohols. So OH is the functional group. So you can replace any functional group or you can substitute any heteroatom with alkyl group. So you will automatically get different types of functional groups. So here one of the alkyl group. So in this alkyl group I substituted OH group. So this OH group is called the functional group. Now if you replace one of the hydrogen from an alkane, okay, so you will get an alkyl group. So R is an alkyl group, and one of the hydrogen you can replace with a halogen. Halogens are actually the 17th group elements. 17th group elements, okay. So we have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, etc. Okay. So if you replace one of the hydrogen by a halogens like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, okay, you will get a different types of compounds. This type of compounds we say haloalkanes. Haloalkanes. Or we can say the functional group present here is halogen. Functional group present here is halogen, which is represented by X. So we can write different types of functional groups that can be attached with alkyl groups. So in your textbook, you need to study a very important functional group, that is carboxylic acid. So I'm going to explain what is meant by carboxylic functional group and what are these compounds are called. So today I'm going to explain in detail about carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acids, the compounds are called carboxylic acid. Here the functional group is carboxyl group. Carboxyl group. And it is represented by the structure COOH. This is the functional group of carboxylic acids. Okay, and its detailed structure we can write in this way. C, one of the oxygen is a doubly bonded oxygen. It's a double bonded oxygen. And the second oxygen is a single bonded oxygen, which is again linked to one hydrogen atom. So this is the structure of carboxyl group. Now, this functional group, COH group, if you attach with an alkyl group, or we call these compounds as carboxylic acids. So, carboxylic acids are a group of compounds in which their functional group is carboxyl group, and its general structure we write RCOOH, and R is the alkyl group and COH is the functional group. So here R we say alkyl group, R is the alkyl group, and COH is the functional group. So these compounds are called carboxylic acid. So when you give names to different carboxylic acids members, its IUPAC name we derived in this following way. In general, alkane we know. These are the hydrocarbons. In alkane, E you need to cut and add oic acid, OIC, oic acid. So we call carboxylic acids as alkanoic acids. Alkanoic acid. So let us derive one or two members from this series. The first carboxylic acid, the first member, in place of this alkyl group, we start with the hydrogen, so that is H. Okay, the remaining part is the functional group part, that is COOH. This is the first member in the carboxyl group. First member. Now, the name of this compound is methanoic acid. Actually, in this compound, only one hydrogen is present. So, one carbon is present. So, this compound is actually taken as the derivative of methane and we name accordingly. So, methane, E you have to remove, okay, and you need to add oic acid. So, the compound name will be coming like methanoic acid. Methanoic acid, its common name is formic acid. The second member, you have to just add one CH2 group to this member. Add one CH2 plus CH2. Add one CH2 group. So you will get CH2 plus H. So that will be CH3. CH3 COOH. So that is in a hydrocarbon chain, the two-member system we call it as eth. Or in alkane we call it as ethane. So remove ENE, ethane, remove this E and add oic acid. So the product will be ethanoic acid. Or simply we can call it as acetic acid. Acetic acid is the common name for the ethanoic acid. So we derived two members. The first member as HCOH, that is methanoic acid, Second member we derived it as ethanoic acid, CH3COOH. And third member, again add one more CH2 to this group. So product will be CH3, CH2, COOH. So that will be a derivative of propane. So we can name it as propanoic acid. Because the compound contains three carbon atoms. Three carbon alkane is propane. So its name is propanoic acid.